You are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. I know today you are unraveling, but you are stronger than you think. There's an answer up ahead. There's an answer up ahead. It may not be one you thought you'd get, but there's an answer up ahead. Not every day makes sense, but I hope you begin again, though it might feel like pretend. Please give it another day, and every step you take is gonna help you find a way. 'Cause you are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. I know today you are unraveling, but you are stronger than you think. Not every day makes sense, but I hope you begin again, though it might feel like pretend. Please give it another day, 'cause every step you take is gonna help you find your way. 'Cause you are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you think. Though today you are unraveling, you are stronger than you think.
It's a country show, Friday night and the moon is high. Time to hit the town, let the good times fly. Raise your glass, let the music play. We're gonna dance until the break of day. Feel the rhythm, let your worries bust. We're here to kick up the dust. Kick up the dust, let it fly in the air. Spin those wheels, yeah, we're going somewhere. Raise your hands, let your worries go. We're living fast and we're loving the show. Kick up the dust. And the guitars wail, living large on a country trail. Crank it up, let the good times roll. We're riding high, we're on a roll. Raise your glass, let the music play. We're gonna dance until the break of day. Feel the rhythm, let your worries bust. We're here to kick up the dust. Kick up the dust, let it fly in the air. Spin those wheels, yeah, we're going somewhere. Raise your hands, let your worries go. We're living fast and we're loving the show. Kick up the dust.
follow me. Yeah. Money they follow me. People they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Blessing they follow me. Money they follow me. People they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Blessing they follow me. Blessing they follow me. Make una hear, goodness and mercy go follow this year. Make una dance, goodness and mercy go follow this year. See, this year, blessings go follow you, and goodness go follow me. Oh. This year, blessings go follow you, and goodness go follow me. Oh. Blessings go flow like water, money go flow like water. This is 2020, we go clap louder. Blessings they follow me, money they follow me, people they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Blessing they follow me. Money they follow me. People they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Blessing they follow me. Blessing they follow me. Olúwa fún mi lówó, Olúwa fún mi lọ́mọ, kó sọ mí dọláyọ̀, kó ṣoore fún mi. Olúwa fún mi lówó, Olúwa fún mi lọ́mọ, kó sọ mí dọláyọ̀, kó ṣoore fún mi. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the We C.O.U.N.T talk show with Mel.
And Mel.
Yay!
Thank you for joining us tonight. As you are starting to realize, one show a month, we are kicking Mark and Jamie out of their studio, and we are taking over.
Yeah.
Because we want to talk about women and women in business and all of the things that are going on with us. There's so many things.
Right?
Yeah.
Women kind of have a bit of a crazy little world inside of their head. So we really think that this talk show series is really going to help us just talk about things and get things out in the open and just celebrate each other. And we find that there's so much power when women are coming together and having these kinds of conversations. So firstly, thank you to Mark and Jamie for providing us with their studio space to host this talk show this year.
Yes.
Thank you to all of the K.O.U.N.T sponsors. We couldn't be here if they weren't here, so we want to thank all of them as well.
Yes, and we have our own sponsors that we are super, super excited about.
Yes, we do.
We are here tonight thanks to Northern College,
Right.
College Boreal.
Plan A Timmins.
Yes, Planet Timmins. We also have Chow Sandwich.
Yeah.
So happy to have them. We have,
The Damed Beaver and Company.
the Dame Beaver. They have supplied some lovely guest gifts for this evening. We are so happy. We also have Dreammakers.
Dreammakers Alpacas. They
Oh.
are sponsoring our gifts or our prizes for this evening. So we're super excited about that.
And the Lux Beauty.
Lounge Spa.
Well, Lux Lounge
That's a
Spa,
tricky one
yes.
to get out.
It is.
Lounge Spa.
But
Lounge
it
Spa.
is a beauty spa. It's beautiful. It's run by and owned by Michelle McKee.
Yeah.
And so we have phenomenal Wheel of Winning prizes tonight.
We have 2 Wheel of Winning prizes tonight for
2.
you guys.
That's
how
right.
excited we are.
Yes, women taking over. We're doing it twice.
Yeah, so the first one is going to be a Chow Sandwich Company gift certificate along with a Boreal swag and then a gift certificate to go walk with the alpacas for 2 people. So that's going to be a great one.
Yes, so fantastic. Yes.
And then the last Wheel of Winning, which we're going to do all the way at the end of the show.
So you
if
have to stay
really want
tuned.
to stay tuned and you want to get this prize, you got to stay for the whole show. And I promise I'm going to try and keep it to 8 o'clock. So
Sure.
she is going to
Let's put some money on this, yeah.
Yeah. So our last prize of the night is going to be another two pass walks for Dream Acres Alpacas.
Yes.
And Lux Lounge Spa has graciously donated $100 gift certificate to use at their spa. So amazing! Thank you to
so
all of our
wonderful.
sponsors.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you for the prizes. And then next, our guest. But first, we should tell everybody what we're talking about in case you're just tuning
Before
in.
we introduce everybody, let's tell them why we're here.
This was all your idea, so you go.
This
on
was
one.
my idea, and the reason why is because I am a 51-year-old woman, and all
Proud
of our
of it.
friends, taking control, all of our friends are in this age group, and the conversation that we should be having isn't happening.
Not really publicly either,
No,
right?
we may
Like,
have
I
it
think-
like quietly, but you know, when we came up with this idea and we sort of tested it with some of our friends and family, so many people were like, "Oh, thank you. We really want to know more about this," and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
So
So tonight we have 5 guests who have joined us tonight.
we're talking about menopause.
We're talking about all the things menopause.
Menopause. Men, do not be alarmed.
It's
do
okay.
not be scared. It's going to be okay.
You
We need your support in this.
Chances are you probably have some lovely ladies in your life that are going to at some point be going through this transition, and there's probably going to be some information that might be helpful for you in knowing how to support the women in your life who are going through menopause. So I think it's really important conversation for both men and for women, whether you're going through it, you're not going through it, whatever. So we have Lisa Wilson. She's going to be joining us. She's going to be talking about menopause in the workplace. So how can the workplace support women while we're going through this transition? We have some really interesting information about that. We also have Barb Katzik, who is here. She's going to be chatting with us about...
She's going to be talking. So Barb has a lot of experience with our bond, but she has recently started studying nutrition and how everything affects your body.
Right.
So she's a wealth of information. So she's a great guest to have.
And then we also have...
Miss Christine, or Dr. Christine Fortier, naturopath, and she does a lot of specializing in perimenopause. So she's going to explain what that means if you guys don't know what that means. But I think we're going to have a great
All women's problems begin with Mel. LOL.
with men. With men.
Oh yes. Oh okay.
I know. I didn't want to be the one to say that the word menopause starts with the word men, right?
Just saying.
We're just saying, but you know, we know that's not really true, so it's okay. But yes, you're laughing. So we're gonna start the conversation with those lovely ladies, and then we also have Tracy.
Yes.
Tracy Coscamp-Bergeron. Tracy is the director, the executive director. I'm sorry, of the Alzheimer's Society here in Timmins, and we didn't know, and this is new to us, that there is a correlation between menopause and Alzheimer's in women.
Exactly.
Did anyone else know that?
Did anybody
I didn't
else
know that. That like blew my mind. So we're like, and Tracy she came to us and wanted to be on the show. So we like grabbed her before she could change her mind. So we were super excited about
excited
that.
to chat with her a little bit later this evening about that.
Yeah.
And then we have some virtual guests.
We
who
do
sent
have
us
some virtual videos today.
So from our COUNT community, we have some women in there who have trusted us with helping them in supporting, increasing their visibility. So we welcome them onto the show tonight. So the first one, firstly, we have Natalie Leto.
Yes.
She is a fitness instructor, and her studio is Within You. She is also the author of Like the Glide of a Dragonfly, which is about her experience at the Boston Marathon at the time when the bombings went off. Really interesting. She's going to share with us her 5 top exercises for women who are going through menopause.
Yep.
We have a surprise guest.
We do have a surprise guest, so
We're not going to tell you who
it
it is yet, though.
No.
You guys got to stick around until the end to find out who that is.
Yeah.
But then the other video guest we have is our COUNT community member, Heather Bolt.
Miss Heather Bolt. Heather graciously supplied our clothing for this evening. Heather is a fashion designer. She's located in Toronto, has ties to Timmins in Northern Ontario, but she designs clothing for women 40 years and up. So ladies, this woman is helping me cover the arms, the belly, the back fat. She's on it, and she can do custom wear. She does everything online. Her company is called Dotty, D-O-D-T-Y. She is just lovely, and she is looking to expand her clothing line in Northern Ontario. So we said, let us help you.
So
and here we are.
Everybody watching, if you have a store in the area that you think this beautiful clothing line should be sold in, make sure you tag them in the comments, because we want to reach out to them and we want to bring samples of the clothing in so that we can all access this beautiful line of clothing. This shirt is so ridiculously soft. Anyways, before we get started with the show, we want to bring Heather up on her little videos that she gave to us.
But didn't we want to say, we wanted to check with the audience first, Melissa.
Oh.
Didn't we want to see what the first, right? Yes. So when you think of the word menopause, everybody who's out there, whoever's watching, let us know, what's the first word that comes to mind when you hear that word? And we're going to take a look at the comments and see what those words are. I mean, I know what I think.
What's your word?
Brain fog.
Speaking of brain fog, tell them what happened to you today.
So here we are, brain fog. Let's talk about brain fog. Before I left the house this morning to come here to set up, my husband said, make sure you unplug your car because I've been having trouble with my battery. Yeah, I heard you the first 15 times. I know to unplug it. Half an hour after I arrived here, I got a message saying, hey, you didn't unplug the car and the extension cord is down the street.
So that was your experience today. And then for mine, I had set up our camera here in the studio earlier while I was taking hot flashes. Yes, brain fog. Yes, Sherry.
Miserable.
That's a good one. Yeah, pretty much. So I had my camera up, so I was taking a video of us doing the thing. And then like 2 minutes after I started the video, not even, I was like, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. And I literally going through all the rooms, and it was right there. It was
recording us.
Just set it up.
It was recording us at the time.
It's crazy how fast you can forget stuff, right?
Yeah.
Easy waking, hot flashes. Yes.
Hot flash,
Good
yes.
Mikey. Hot flashes. Everyone's like saying hot flashes, brain fog, right?
You cannot see how steamy these windows are right now.
What's interesting, though, is that a lot of people seem to have a negative connotation about menopause. And they think negatively about it. So let's watch
Weight
Heather's
gain,
video.
yes. Ache joints, yes.
Let's watch Heather's video because her perspective on this stage in life is absolutely beautiful and it's so inspiring. And I think this is going to be a really great way to start this show.
Yes.
So let's get Heather's video up here,
Let's do
then
it.
we'll be back
Vitamin
with our guests,
deficiency.
Barb and
Christine, Dr. Christine Forte is coming out.
Yay! All right, let's do it.
Let's.
Hi Hi everybody, I am Heather. I am the founder and designer of Dottie. Dottie is a contemporary women's wear brand based out of Toronto, Canada. And I am very excited to be a part of the ConnectHers show. Okay, a couple things about me. I am almost 55 years old. I grew up very rural in a town about 20 minutes outside of Barrie called Craighurst. I'm the eldest daughter of 4 children and we're all girls. So needless to say, that dinner table was quite busy and quite loud. I ended up going to University of Guelph for pre-law. I decided I wanted to be a lawyer because back in those days, you didn't really tell anybody that you were going into fashion. All my friends seemed to be going into biology or accounting or business or something like that. So I thought, okay, I really do love law, like have a real passion for it. And then in my final semester of my final year, one of my friends, Anthony, he said, Heather, I don't get it. I don't know why you're going to law school. He says, you're always up in your room sewing. You have stacks of fashion magazines everywhere. You know all the names of the designers and the models. He goes, you know, there's a fashion college in Toronto I just saw a commercial for called the Academy of Design, and it's only a 2-year program. And I literally went, oh, what? There's a thing called fashion school? I aced it in fashion school, so I kind of think I found my thing. So who do I design clothes for? Dottie is a women's wear brand that is made for real women with real bodies who need clothing for their everyday. So getting up on a Monday morning, you want to get dressed, you want to get out the door, get the kids to school, get down to your office, whatever it is, these are the clothes that you're going to grab for on a regular weekday. These are not ball gowns, these are not suitings, these are not crazy wild couture pieces. These are clothes for your everyday. If you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, I even have ladies in their 80s. These are the clothes that you're going to grab for all the time, every day. They are designed purposefully for your body shape for this age and stage in life. I promise it's going to fit, and I promise you're going to love every piece. All right, ladies, so why did Mel and I connect? We ended up meeting at an event last spring in Toronto, but we started talking about like how hard it is to find clothes and clothes that fit and at this age and stage and all that stuff. The way I explained it to them was, here's my tagline: pretty clothes that flatter and fit your beautiful 40 plus badass body. So most of you are aware, if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, your body's changing. One day you could feel snatched and all good and tight, and the next day we're like, where did this tire come from and what's happening with my arms? I am that woman. Things have changed, particularly after having 3 children and having my last at 42. The body shifts and moves around and changes. Your energy levels aren't the same. You're not working out nearly as much because you're so busy. Let's be honest, menopause is tiring. You will see in my designs, every t-shirt, all my tops, most of my dresses, and my sweaters has a center back seam. Our bras, no matter what size you are, you could be extra small, you could be 2 or 3X, our bras dig into our backs. So they create bra bulges. I don't love the fact that my body has changed and I'm getting those bra bulges. That's okay. It's a part of life. I'm happy to embrace those bra bulges, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to design around them. What I do is I put a center back seam. What that center back seam does is it creates the fabric to essentially flow away from the back. Nothing digs into the tummy, nothing touches the back. It's the entire shtick with Dottie. I also curve the t-shirts. I do like a circle hem at the back and the front so that your legs look longer. I also make a lot of pieces with a V-neck because as we get older and our necks start to, you know, need some extra opening, I like to add that in too. The last thing is on my t-shirts and my blouses, I tend to nip everything in just a little bit at the rib cage. What that does is, if it's nipped in here, it's showing off the girls a little bit more, but then it's flowing away from the tummy and the back and the butt. Those are a few of the design elements that I put into my pieces. Oh, and I also make sure the fabric doesn't wrinkle. I make sure that everything's machine washable. So at the end of the day, you can just literally take it off, pop it into the wash, pull it out, don't put it in the dryer, and it will be ready for the next day. And lastly, what is my mission? My mission is to talk about menopause, talk about our midlife journey as much as possible. Aging is the goal, ladies. We want to get older. We want to see our grandbabies. We want to live a long, healthy life. We want to be making friends forever and ever and ever. We want to travel. There's all these things in life that we want to be able to do. So I want to dress all of you for that age and stage. It's a magical time of life. It doesn't have to be terrible. It doesn't have to be depressing. It doesn't have to be upsetting. It can actually be magical. There is a confidence that comes with being this age, and there is a beauty in aging. And I would like to dress you for that. I literally have women come into my studio and they'll try things on and they're like, oh, my tummy, or oh, look at my arms. And I will smack their hands, literally go, stop touching yourself like that. Stop worrying about your tummy. Stop worrying about your arms. Life is too short. Let's live it and stop worrying about our bodies. Let's be healthy. Let's take walks. Let's get out into nature. Let's meditate. Let's do all the beautiful things to help us age, but, you know, and to take care of ourselves. But let's stop worrying about our tummy. And if something doesn't fit in a place that you don't like, it's not you, it's the clothes, okay? So stop worrying about your tummy. Stop worrying about the rolls on the back. I got all kinds of clothes for you to help you with that. Embrace this age and stage. Remember your greatness. Remember your power. Own your power of who you are and never, ever forget it. Thank you, ladies, so much for having me as part of your show, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the show. Mwah.
And we're back.
And
Oh
we're
my
back.
goodness. What did you guys think about Dottie and her clothing? I hope you guys liked it just as much as we do. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Heather.
I think
We
Mark
love
and
it.
Jamie dropped a link in the comment, so be sure. She's got a flash sale on right now.
Yeah.
And everything is on sale, and it's so beautiful. We have a collection of clothing with us as well, so if you're interested, just send us a DM, and we're happy to come and hang out and show you the clothing if you want to try something on. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. We
Yeah.
were supposed to be doing the show at Northern College tonight, and the plan was to have them all out on display. But, you know, we'll just
Things happen. We had to pivot.
and we roll with it. That's
We
what we
did.
do.
That's okay.
Let's start the conversation, shall we?
Let's go, ladies united. Here we are. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
So we have Dr. Christine Fortune,
Yes.
and then we have the lovely Barb Katzik over here on my side. Thank you,
Yes.
ladies, for sharing your time and being here tonight with
Yes,
us.
I
to
really
talk about
appreciate it.
this.
Yeah. I mean, a little less intimidating than being in front of 100 people. So, right? Like this is a little better.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. So we want to talk to you ladies. We wanted you to come on because you both have experience. Dr. Would you like me to call you Dr. Forte? Christine is good? Okay. So Christine, you do a lot of work with perimenopause, right? And Barb, previously you were doing a lot of work as a consultant with our bond, skincare, but now you've focused more on nutrition, on the nutrition side. So we need to get this conversation started.
Absolutely.
Let's start with what is perimenopause? Because I think a lot of people don't really know, right?
It exists.
They think it's like a one-stop deal. It
You
is
wake
not.
up one day and you're in menopause.
Yeah,
Right.
No, it's quite the transition, and that's what perimenopause is. So it's the years leading up to menopause.
Right.
And menopause technically is once you've had a full year without having a period, if you still have a uterus and you're still bleeding.
Right.
And so perimenopause can be a few years, up to 10 years. And it's that
10 years
up to 10
before?
Up to 10 years?
Yeah.
That's a really long time.
That's terrible. Sorry. I was like thinking like 4 years.
It might be, you never know.
Everyone's different, though. Let's just
Everyone's
remember that.
different. Yes,
Oh.
so it could be up to 10 years. And it's that period when you start noticing changes. Different symptoms pop up, and then changes in your menstrual cycle, and then eventually leading to a full year without a period.
And then that's it. And
That's it.
And then that's it.
So what kind of changes are happening in those 4 to 10 years?
A wide array of changes. Everything from changes in mood to changes in sleep to changes in your metabolism and your weight to those hot flashes and night sweats that everyone tends to talk about.
Yeah.
You'll also see other changes in terms of memory. You'll see other changes when it comes to libido. You'll see other changes as well when it comes to some of your health risks, which is one of the things I like to focus on.
Yep.
And then I'm probably forgetting a ton of other symptoms that can happen.
No, that's okay.
But yeah,
Good times.
yes.
I'm so glad we're unwrapping this.
Rita says, I have menopause and it's crazy.
Aw. Yeah. So are there things that you can do? Obviously health, nutrition, those are big pieces, right?
Absolutely.
Barb, what have you found that is helping in terms of nutrition? I mean, I introduced you because one of the reasons why we wanted you on here is because you've dealt with skincare for a very long time. And skincare for somebody who's my age is extremely different than somebody who's 20.
Absolutely.
Right? So we all know, drink lots of water, eat cleaner. We know those are big factors, right? Vitamins, and we don't want to go into specifics about vitamins because everybody's different, but is there anything that you found that really has made a difference that you see amongst some of your clients or even yourself?
Absolutely.
Right?
So, eating whole foods, staying away from those processed foods, I think is a really big one. You don't necessarily have to count calories if you're looking at nutritional uptake. If you're really focusing on those whole foods, nutrient-dense foods, then, you know, things will even out. If you have, if you implement protein at every meal, healthy fats at every meal, lots of fiber, then that is a really great base
Yeah.
for you to start with.
Yeah.
And you will, you know, you will be able to alleviate or take some of the edge off of your symptoms with a balanced diet.
Well, that makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
nobody ever feels great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love a big burger, but I just don't do it because you feel terrible after, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you always have to find some kind of balance in what you're eating, I would think. But I think when it comes to this stage, you want the best foods in you so that you can feel good, because nobody feels great. Because then you're going to want a nap after having a big meal. It doesn't feel good. It's just sitting in your
You
stomach.
get even more
right?
bloated, right?
Yeah.
I like that you said too, not to count the calories. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like that is like the bane of our existence for so many of us. And
Absolutely.
it's so overwhelming.
I mean,
It's exhausting.
You know, if you were looking to like find out what a portion of meat is, and,
Yeah.
and you're not sure, you can use a digital scale.
Yeah.
And you can count your calories for a short time just to make sure you're not totally missing the ballpark in
Yeah.
terms of your input for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just focus on really nutrient dense, stick to the pillars of high protein, high fiber, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, preferably organic.
Yeah.
You know, to keep those
Yeah.
the
all
nasties
yeah.
out of your body.
That's right.
Then you will, all that healthy fat too. So often and for so long, women were so afraid of fat.
Yes.
Low fat this, low fat that. You need healthy fats in your body
Yeah.
to really level out your hormones,
Yeah.
for that brain health.
No, that makes
So
sense.
important.
So what happens if you do all that and you still have weight gain? Because that sometimes happens, right? It doesn't matter. You could be really great at eating, but what happens if you're still gaining weight? Because I think genetics play a part in all of that, right? Does that make sense? Like, I know, you know, I've got several friends that it's difficult, it's really hard. And, or if you have some kind of ailment, medical ailment, where that you can't work out on a regular basis, or, you know, you're doing everything, but it's still not working. What do we do then? Because I think a lot of women have that issue.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to answer in general because it is such an individual or case by
Yeah,
it
for
depends
sure.
on
Like a
lot of
case by
factors,
case,
like
yeah.
your genetics
Yeah.
and your environment and your stress and your sleep.
Yeah.
Oftentimes my starting point is to do blood work to look into certain factors that could be influencing your metabolism, right? And then doing a review of your diet and looking into you know, where your calories generally fall and where your protein intake falls and your fiber intake falls. So that can be a really good starting point just to have that check-in.
Yep.
But yeah, it's difficult, and part of it is that you're, as much as we don't want it to happen, your body is trying to support you as you age and wants you to gain a little bit of weight. It's just we don't like it. We don't want that.
Yeah.
And so we're fighting against
Yeah.
that natural change that is usually happening, and so it can be very difficult, very frustrating as well.
Right.
And I think it's exhausting, right? You're already dealing with, you know, a lot of women are already dealing with the starts of all of the side effects, right? Like the hot flashes and the brain fog and the weight gain, and but
Changes
it's
in your
also
skin
exhausting. Like it's so exhausting. Plus, you're working, taking care of your family. You have to do the groceries. Like it's a lot, you know. So when I feel like a lot of women are just so tired of having to worry about what they're eating or what's going in their mouths because they're tired, right? It's exhausting. What about skincare? Like, how do we fix, like, or not fix, that's the wrong word. How do we maintain it so that as we age, that we're taking the right steps to take care of ourselves? Because, like I said, you know, everything changes. Our skin changes, right? I don't know, like there are jowls happening. There's like, where did that come from?
I
know.
Right? It's like that.
There are
but,
definite changes.
right? Like now I'm like slathering my neck cream on at night, and I never did that before. But you know, I mean, great products help, but if you can't. One, if you can't afford really good products, we need to figure out a way that people can take care of their skin in a proper way that makes them feel good, right? So kind of slow down the aging process. Do you have any
I
recommendations?
definitely do. I do want to say, though, I think that menopause can really be a mindset, too.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
if we go into menopause having
Dreadful.
tools, but getting tools for ourselves so that we can feel empowered,
Yeah.
so that we know that there's a lot that we can do to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah.
In regards to, you know, if you're eating well and you're still not seeing that scale move, unfortunately, when you do hit menopause, 50, 55, I think it's 23%, you will gain 23% more body fat. Okay.
Ugh.
So we really do.
You two are a fountain of
sorry.
fun.
But the good
Maybe we
news
should
is-
have ended with Heather's positive message.
I like to think of it as a sign for us to say, it is time, you're 50 years old, you're late 40s, maybe mid 50s, it's time for you to put you on the
Yes.
schedule.
Yes.
It's time for us to take care of ourselves as women.
Yeah.
We've given to the children, to our families. It's time. It's
It's our time. It's our turn.
time. It is our turn to put the extra effort in, to take that half an hour on your lunch break to go for a nice walk.
Yeah.
Any movement that you can do is good.
Yeah.
Really do a check about how much you actually move in a day. Get
Yeah.
yourself an Apple Watch. See how many steps you do. And just try to increase that if you can.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing 3,000 a day, work up to 4,000. Maybe taking an extra 10 minutes
Yeah.
and walking. And all of that will really help. If you
Yeah.
can really dig down deep and join a gym and do some resistance training, it's probably one of the best things that you can do
Yeah.
for your health
Yeah.
to increase that muscle mass.
Yeah.
When we increase our muscle mass, it helps with our blood sugar, it helps with
Cortisol.
our strength, it helps with our balance.
Yeah.
What we do in our 40s and 50s, you guys, is going to set us up for success in our 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
To play with our grandchildren, to be able to stay in our homes longer,
Yeah.
to travel,
To
to
travel.
not fall, to
Yes.
travel, you know? So
Yeah,
think of
that's
it
true.
as empowering yourself.
Yeah.
And so let's get to skincare. Absolutely. No, you don't have to spend,
No.
you know, buy the most expensive
Yeah.
cream out there. You want to buy a good quality cream, and you want to buy a clean cream. You can
Yeah.
have the best of both worlds. You can have a great product that really works and does what it's supposed to do,
Yep.
and not have all those nasties.
Yes.
Okay, because a lot of the ingredients in skincare are endocrine disruptors.
That's right.
So they will mess with your hormones as well. So keeping it as clean as you can. So dryness is definitely a factor.
Yep.
Dry skin, so you want to really moisturize. You want to use a product with hyaluronic acid. It'll draw in moisture
Yeah.
into your skin. And I love oils. I love facial oils. On top of your moisturizer, you put a layer of that, and that's going to give you an extra boost of
Oh, really?
of
Okay.
hydration.
That's good to
And it's
know.
going to give you that little bit of glow.
Yeah.
A light exfoliator too will get that dead skin off, show that little glowy skin underneath.
Yep.
With a good moisturizer with your hyaluronic acid and your facial oil, you'll see beautiful results. Another thing that you can do, beauty is, yes, putting those creams, lotions, and potions. It's a nice ritual to do for yourself. It's a little bit of self-care
Yeah.
every day. But eating those healthy fats,
Yeah.
it's going to show up on your skin.
Yeah.
Eating that fatty fish like
Yeah.
salmon and mackerel, and taking a collagen supplement
ask you
is
about that.
really, really beneficial. You will see, if you take a before and after, I really highly recommend you take a before and after, because we look at ourselves every day and oftentimes we don't see those changes. Take a before picture, start on collagen, give yourself 30 to 60 days of taking that collagen every single day, and then take an after picture, and you're going to see a difference in the the spring in your skin and a little bit of lift in your skin.
Good to know.
I love
Yes.
that. Some ladies have been making comments about how
excellent.
is it normal to start perimenopause in their 30s? Some ladies are starting a little bit earlier. Some women are starting in their early 30s. One of our viewers today just said that her nana had started when she was only 30. I think it was 36 years old.
Wow.
Is that something? I guess, like you said, it's all individual. It all depends on genetics, all of that good stuff, right? So yeah.
Like, do you think that's changing now? Do you find that the environment is changing as because you can see like younger girls hit puberty earlier, like considerably earlier. I wonder if that's happening the same way for women that are hitting their mid to late 30s into their 40s. Like, I wonder if we're going to see that continue, kind of like what we're seeing with the younger generation.
I am not familiar with any specific data on
Yeah.
that. But when it comes to some of those early symptoms, I mean, because perimenopause can be up to 10 years, and the average age that we say for menopause for women is about 52. Some women have their final period.
One more year, Melissa. One more.
Well, some women enter menopause before that. Some women enter it later, right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard to say what is considered early. I would say what we do know is that entering menopause before age 40 is considered early. So that would be having your last period before the age of 40. That's considered early. But other than that, unfortunately, there is a lot of wiggle room in terms of when those symptoms can start.
Interesting.
Christine, earlier you were talking about hormone testing. Now, when I think about hormone testing, I've been hearing so many different conversations about this, and don't get hormone replacement therapy. It could cause a heart attack. Some doctors don't want to do it. What should women know about hormone therapy and everything that is involved with that?
Oh, right. That's a big topic.
Yeah.
And you got 60 seconds.
No. Go.
I'm going to start with the testing because I often see women who come in and they feel like there's a hormonal imbalance. They want to test their hormones, but oftentimes they're frustrated because their family physician denied them that test. And again, everything's on a case-by-case basis, but one, I do understand why sometimes we don't really need to test your hormones. Your hormones are fluctuating on a day-to-day basis, on a month-to-month basis, and so testing sometimes does not tell us much when the lab's normal range is so wide.
Okay.
Oftentimes, in my field, what I start with is looking at other things. So looking at your thyroid gland, looking at your iron levels, right? So if your periods are heavier as your cycles are becoming irregular, then your iron levels might be off. We're looking at blood sugar. We're looking at other factors that could come into play. But I also always offer that option to test hormones. It's just sometimes it can be disappointing when you get your results back and you don't learn from them. Nothing comes up. Some of the tests are a little bit more helpful if you've had a hysterectomy and so you don't really know what's going on, then blood work can be very helpful. And then hormone replacement therapy, that's
a beast.
That's a whole other, that's a whole
reach out to Christine and she can have that
conversation with you. But because there's so many different, there's merits to both sides, right? Like
Absolutely.
It just depends on the individual. So we can appreciate that. Now, is there a myth about perimenopause that is out there that you want to debunk? Or do you feel, I think one of them was that often your family physician may not think perimenopause is actually taking place, right? So that's an important one that, often women are kind of said, oh no, you're too early, it's too early. And
I got that,
a lot of women get that. So is there anything else you think that is out there that women need to understand so they can at least?
I think it's becoming familiar with what the symptoms can be, right?
Yeah.
And also acknowledging that you know your body best, right? And if you're noticing changes, then it is okay to approach your family physician, nurse practitioner, whoever your primary healthcare provider is, or a naturopathic doctor, and having this discussion and talking about what your options are and testing, and not being scared that to bring up an issue
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and if anything, you're kind of setting a guideline, right, for your base, so that you can, as things continue, you have something to look back. What about you, Barb? Is there a myth out there that you think that
You want to debunk?
that you want to debunk?
In terms of skincare or just?
Anything.
I guess the biggest
The car
thing
you're
for me is that
driving,
it
no.
has to be a negative thing. It can be a time in your life where you take control of your health and you feel the best that you've ever felt.
Yeah.
Because you are making those switches in your diet, your sleep, your exercise.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel the best that I've ever felt.
Good for you.
And I'm 55.
Good for you.
Good for
So,
you, Barb.
I mean,
Excellent.
there's just having that positive attitude and
Mindset.
going into it
Mindset.
as this is my time.
Yeah. I love
for you.
this.
I like
this
that.
was so great. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you,
so much.
ladies. I'm so glad you were able to join us.
So next we are, because we were actually just on the topic of fitness as well, so
Yeah.
this is a perfect time to introduce Natalie Leto.
Yes.
As mentioned, she is a fitness instructor at the studio Within You up in Thunder Bay, Ontario. She does have online classes though, which is fantastic. So we're going to cut out to her video. She's going to show us her 5 top exercises for women who are in menopause. These are easy exercises that any of us can do. We can moderate them according to our abilities and mobilities.
Yes.
So let's cut over to
And
Natalie.
sensibilities.
And sensibilities.
There we go.
Let's bring on Natalie, and when we come back, we are going to have
Tracy.
Tracy's going
Tracy
to come with us.
Cosgren-Bergeron.
Oh yes, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yes.
But right after the break, though, we're going to do the Wheel of Winning.
First wheel winning.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
Hello, today I'm here to talk to you about exercise and menopause. My role today is to teach you a few things that you can do maybe at home or easily at the gym to help really target and focus this journey of what our body is now. It's very important that we stress the bone, and that's where strength training comes into place. So stressing the bone by adding resistance, it's very important that we focus on multi-joint exercises, meaning let's combine an exercise, add the legs, full body, and the arms together. So I have chosen 5 exercises that I feel like can be done anywhere, can be done with weights or without. Squat, leg, core, glutes, back, and arms all in one. We stand with our feet hip width apart. You're going to do a nice squat where you stick your bum back. And then as you come up, you're pressing those arms up to the sky. We inhale, we lower the arms, lower the bum. Exhale, press those arms and legs straight up together. Notice that my hands are facing forward. You don't have your hands facing each other. Unless you have a shoulder injury, then this will be a more comfortable position. With a proper squat, we're really focusing on sticking the glutes back so that the knees go back over the ankles and not over the toes. Second, push-up. I know the word push-up scares a lot of women, but there are many variations that you can do a push-up. I'm going to combine it, a push-up, with a twist. We're going to get our core activated as well. Do this simply off a wall. Standing, step it as far back as you can. You do a push-up, you turn your whole body, twist. This could be your beginner start position. You can even go to a counter, which is a little bit lower, but you're still on an incline. I'm going to bounce to the ground. You can do this on your knees, push up, twist, turn, alternate sides, or advance with a weight would be off your knees, do your push up, grab your weight in hand, turn, and twist, reach up, again, alternating sides. Lunge. And I like walking lunges because it works on balance at the same time. Lunging is a step forward, and when you bend, you're bending that front knee so that it's over the ankle, not beyond the toes. Chest back, shoulders back, then step your feet together. When you're ready, take a nice big step, bend both knees so the back knee is almost to the floor, front leg at 90, and then you take a step. Continue, move way forward. Slow, steady, controlled. Way more important than try to see how many I can get in or how fast. For those of you who are ready to grab a set of weights, take a step, lunge, curl my arms, step back together. Again, we're working also with balance. So lots of principles coming into play. Third, lunge. And I like walking lunges because it works on balance at the same time. Lunging is a step forward, and when you bend, you're bending that front knee so that it's over the ankle, not beyond the toes. Chest back, shoulders back, then step your feet together. When you're ready, take a nice big step, bend both knees so the back knee is almost to the floor, front leg at 90, and then you take a step. Continue, move forward. Slow, steady, controlled. Way more important than trying to see how many I can get in or how fast. For those of you who are ready to grab a set of weights, take a step, lunge, curl my arms, step back together. Again, we're working also with balance. So lots of principles coming into play. Going down to the ground, working your obliques. I would do a side plank. Full side plank, elbow on the shoulder, leg straight, arm up, head back, and you're holding. If this is too challenging, you bend your bottom knee and you hold from a bottom knee bend position. Breathe. Not ready, then come up on your hand, straight arm. This would be the easiest way with straight arm, bent knee. Second position, either on the elbow or third, coming right to those legs. Then you would want to repeat that on each side equally. The very last one would be a Pilates roll up, because then the focus is on flexibility on the spine, core strength. Keeping the back strong and the core strong is very important. So Pilates roll up, we start up, reaching our fingers towards our toes, and then we engage our tummy, and we just slowly, slow as we can, lower that body, using our breath down to the ground. With the same principle, we lift our head, shoulders, gently press the lower back towards the floor, and we stretch up and go towards the toes. Now, you could do to start to help you modify is just place a face cloth or a towel behind the small of your back to help you when you're rolling down, and you can go slow. When we're trying to use our tummy to feel the spine up, try not to let the feet lift off the ground, try not to swing the body up. Slow and controlled is the name of the game. I want to say one thing. Whatever you choose, please remember variety during your workout. The more you kind of give your weight routines and strength routines some variety, the more success and improvements you'll have. I hope that this has given you a bit of help that you can do on your own and at home. My name is Natalie. My business is Within You. WithinYou.ca is my website. I do offer strength training twice a week for 30 minutes, all of my classes. So if you're in Timmins or Geraldton or Thunder Bay, you are always welcome to join me via Zoom, or call, text me, or email me about questions you may have, and I'd be happy to. Thank you very much, and good luck on your journey.
Hello, and we're back. What did you guys think of Natalie's video? There were some really good exercises.
Yeah, and I really like that you could do it anywhere.
Yeah,
if
I
you
do
travel
mine in the
for
kitchen.
work.
I do mine in the kitchen. So when I'm like making my lunch and making my eggs and I'm doing my thing, I'm doing push-ups against the counter.
Yeah, you are. You do it at my house all the time, and we're all like, "What is she doing?" And yeah, we just let her go.
You just got to keep moving, right? So that was really great. Thank you so much, Natalie, if you're watching, for taking the time to prepare that video. That was only a short, condensed part of the video. So if you would like to watch the whole video where she shares so much information, Mark and Jamie are going to drop a link in the comments. Please go over to our YouTube channel and give it a watch. There was so much more that she has to offer, and unfortunately, I just couldn't get it all in there.
Yeah.
But first up, before we start talking with Tracy about the correlation between Alzheimer's and menopause, we're going to do the Wheel of Winning!
Yay! All right.
What time is it?
It's
time for winning.
All right. So we need to see who the winner is. Sorry, we apologize because
there's a delay.
It's a bit of a delay. But the winner is getting a lunch from Chow sandwich. You get a sandwich, dessert, and a drink, as well as an alpaca walk for 2 at Dream Acres.
Yeah.
So we are super excited.
Exactly.
All right, so the wheel's spinning right now.
All right, let's do it.
Spinny, spinny, spinny. Who's it gonna be? Who's it? Everybody, I hope they put their comments in to get
I
in on
hope
this.
so.
Michelle Smith.
Michelle
Smith.
Yay, Michelle. Congratulations on winning the first prize for the evening.
Congratulations.
All right, let's
We will reach out to you so that we can get that to you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect.
Let's talk menopause and Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, yes.
Super
so
fun topic.
When you reached out to me, I was blown away because, and I think you probably thought that because when you initially contacted me, you're like, I don't know if you know this. And I'm like, I do not know that. Like, I was shocked, actually. And since that time, you said you had suggested I do a little bit of research on it, which I did. And it's such an important issue that I don't think a lot of people are aware of.
They're not aware of it, and 72% of people who have a diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's disease are women. So we're in good company, and that's very high. So they say, some studies say 2/3, some say 72%. In Canada, we talk about 72%.
That's a lot.
72%.
So can you explain to us what actually is the correlation? What is happening in our brain during menopause that is setting this foundation for potentially developing Alzheimer's?
First, I'm going to say I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, no,
So
100%.
I'm not a doctor.
Yes.
What I know is information that I've read and webinars that I've taken. But really, your brain is your CPU. It runs your body. It does all of the things that it needs to do. Everything comes from your brain. So while estrogen is made in the ovaries, it is not actually from there. It's from the brain. And so without estrogen, your body starts to go through different phases of menopause, which could be brain fog. It can be, and I wrote some notes because it's important that I don't mistake some things. But you really start to have a correlation between other things when you age, so especially women. So we have increased risk of cardiovascular disease, which is a risk factor for menopause, also a risk factor for dementia. We have often diabetes as we age, and so that is also a risk factor for Alzheimer's disease as well as for a symptom of menopause.
Yeah.
And so really thinking, how do those things work together? And we know that what's good for the heart is good for the brain. And so we're one unit. We're not parceled out in our body.
Right.
And so the brain really relies on estrogen. So estrogen has a protective factor for our brain and to keep us well and to keep us healthy. When you lose estrogen, you lose that protective factor.
Right.
And so there is some studies that show you can take hormone replacement, but hormone replacement is also being shown to be beneficial only at the beginning. So if you are, if you've had surgical menopause, which is what I've had, and I've discovered, I've discovered
some of our viewers have had that experience as well.
And you can have partial or full. So I had mine in 2 parts, so it was a double fun event. But
no kidding.
And I think it's important that we share some of that stuff. So I'm not sitting here as just this person. I've been through it myself.
Yeah.
And so what I have discovered is I'm at a 2.6 higher risk of getting dementia because I had my ovaries removed surgically before I was 45.
Okay,
And
interesting.
and also I didn't take any hormone replacement. So if I was going to take it, that was when I should have taken it.
Okay.
So then there's studies that show it's not helpful later. So there's lots out there. Later on, Jamie will share a link, and there's a really good webinar that people can watch after. It's about an hour and a bit long, and it's Canadian.
Okay.
And it is about the body and what happens in women and menopause and dementia and how that goes. But there's a gene that if you have a gene called APOE4, you are at higher instance of getting dementia. So whether that's menopause or not, so you have that higher instance. If you have the gene APOE3, that's a protective factor.
Okay.
So whether you have genes that protect you or whether you have genes that don't protect you, whether they're denim or they're black, it doesn't really matter. But the thing, you can do lots of other things to try to keep yourself well. So you can, take control of your life and you can make healthy decisions. You can eat well. You can make sure you're moving. But when you're moving and doing exercise, don't make it something like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the gym.
No,
Make
you want it to be enjoyable.
Yeah, make it fun. And for all of those people out there, I just bought a rebounder. So fun. It's a little mini trampoline in my car, or in my house. And it's
I was going to say, how does that work?
Yeah, not in my car. But you can put it in your car and you can take it to the beach.
There was a comment that was just brought up. It was
I tell the hubby or my daughter something, I forget. I told them. We do that all the time.
Right.
We feel you. I go into the kitchen, into my pantry, I have no idea why I'm there. Have to turn around, and then I may not ever go back into the pantry, so I completely get it.
That's my next question. A lot of people are expressing that the brain fog is a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Oh, here it is from Tracy Fraser. What about those of us who are high risk for stroke and can't take estrogen? I don't know if you're the right person to ask that question.
So I'm not,
interesting question, Tracy.
There is an interesting thing. So if your body has extra adipose tissue, so if you have a belly, your belly will make estrogen. So that fat does make estrogen, and whether you think that you have estrogen or not, you actually do have some estrogen, even if you don't have your ovaries or you don't have those.
So your body is providing it to itself, like it's almost like rejuvenating it almost?
It's just not at the levels that you would need, similar to, you know,
Okay.
if you were having a normal cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a lot of our viewers tonight are expressing that they're experiencing brain fog. Should we be mistaking brain fog for something more serious, or are these completely different symptoms? Maybe what are some identifiable symptoms that maybe we can keep an eye open for that might be
Yeah,
of
like how do you
concern?
know
Like how forgetful?
when it's not brain fog, I guess?
So
Or
you want
what
to
is
know
the
which
next
side of the coin you should
Yeah.
be worried about looking at.
Yeah, well, you know, like how do you know when it gets to a point where perhaps it isn't brain fog anymore, that it could be something a little more serious, right?
Well, dementia in and of itself is memory loss that affects your day-to-day living. Yeah. So it's not brain fog.
Right.
When you forget that you forgot, you know you've forgotten something, that's brain fog.
Right.
If
That makes
you
sense.
forgot something but you don't know that you forgot it,
That's
not brain fog.
Okay, that
And
makes
so
sense.
trying to think about that, and also like stop worrying. So for today, we were talking about today how all of us, you know, we had all of these things to do and we're rushing around and doing this and doing that. Well, I forgot something at home. It doesn't mean that I have dementia. It means that my brain was like going through, okay, I got to do this and this and this.
Going
and
through a
this.
checklist and we
Yeah,
actually just forgot
and
something.
You forgot something, and it's okay that you forget something.
Yeah.
I am probably should have shares in sticky notes. You know, I use them all the time because my brain, it goes so fast and I have to remember, and sometimes I'll have a sticky note on a page so that I remember I have to do that. When I've done it, the sticky note goes
You got
in the
them in your
garbage.
car, you got them on the mirrors.
Yes, and you know,
We have 'em
the
everywhere,
staff
yeah.
will laugh because I forget my eggs at work all the time. I have a staff who brings me eggs and I literally will forget them all the time. And actually, really good point here, a lot of brain fog is dehydration. 100% true. We don't drink enough water.
Really? That's
We're-
excellent.
Yeah, we're not getting enough
Thanks,
electrolytes. So it's not just water that you need. You need salt, you need magnesium, you need potassium, and you need to be mindful of those things. So you can't just go through life and just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to live my life. You have to start to be more mindful of your health. And that's a gift you can give yourself and your family.
Now, I know that's our mom. She says she can't, when you can't complete a task or a thought. But that's why we're here, Mama. We're here to remind you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're here.
One last question for you, Tracy. What are some of the ways that our family can support us during this time, and when we're having these experiences? Maybe they can help keep an eye open for other symptoms that may be leading into something more serious. Is there something that our families can do to
help
kind of
support
keep an
us?
extra eye
It's
on
a
us?
great question. If you notice your loved one has a lot of behaviors that you might find strange or that you're wondering about, start tracking that.
Yeah.
Write it down on a calendar, you know, keep it hidden so that they're not going to see it and be like, oh my gosh, what is this? But just to be mindful of, okay, that kind of was really weird when that happened. And, you know, don't call out someone. Why did you leave your keys in the fridge again? Like, what are you doing that? Then it makes people self-conscious.
And it makes us feel
And the more self-conscious we are, the more at risk we are of, you know, making more fumbling mistakes. But really support. And if you have questions, call us. You know, if you're
That's a
trying
great
to figure
idea.
out how do I get somebody diagnosed, we know the pathway for you to take, and
That's
we
right.
can give you that direction instead of just trying to find that out. But really, you know, be kind to each other and really just spend the time asking questions and observing. You know, often couples who've been together for a really long time compensate for each other.
That's right.
So you won't necessarily see the memory loss until either one of the spouses passes away or something significant
One of the children
happens.
notice.
That's right.
Right? And I think patience is really important. Like having some back experience with that, I just my heart breaks. You know, when you're watching and because you see the difference, and but patience and that goes a long way, and kindness, right? Because you're right, often they don't realize they're forgetting something, so it's not up to us to point that out. That's, you know. I do have one more question though. You did indicate, like you said, that there are 2 genes that you can be tested. Can you be tested for that in advance?
Yeah, so some people do when they have a high incidence of Alzheimer's disease in their family. Some people will go and have genetic testing.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about doing that, be really thoughtful about what will those results tell you.
That's right.
Because it could make you fearful, and then you don't know, is it going to be something that's helpful, that's going to help you plan for your future? We really want people to be thinking about end of life planning and how do they do that. So if you've had, again, many people who've passed away, maybe you want to know, but really, what is that going to do for you?
Right,
And
that's
then,
right.
You know, if people are interested, there's a report out. It's called the Lancet report, a Lancet study, and they have a really good image. You can just type it in Lancet study or Lancet report and click images, and it'll be an image of a lifeline, and it kind of is a soft S. And on there, it'll show what you can modify in your life, and you can modify up to 40% of your lifestyle factors to decrease your risk of getting dementia. So whether you're in menopause or whether you're, you know, just have brain fog and you're wondering, fill your mind, learn something new, trying to do things backwards or different, creating neuroplasticity. So teaching your brain how to do something different ways.
Okay.
Someone had mentioned puzzles, coloring.
Yep.
Are those different kinds of activities like you're suggesting? Yes. Okay.
That's
As a
fantastic.
puzzle, how many times you try to fit a puzzle piece in multiple ways before you get it to fit?
Yeah.
And it always is building those pathways in your brain. So that's what you really want to be focusing on. That.
Ooh,
that
well,
help.
that's excellent.
Katie has asked, are the genetic tests covered by OHIP?
I would probably say not.
You're going to say no? Yeah.
Well, that's too
You'd have
bad.
to go to a specialist and most likely be in Toronto, like one of the
okay.
specialists. Yeah.
There was a comment or a question from, I think it was Mark, was it Kowalski, I believe? Mark, you had asked if men experience menopause, and they do. It's called andropause.
Yes. So it's not menopause, it's andropause.
Andropause.
And it's
Notice how it's not femalopause.
But the hormone that drops for them is also estrogen.
Okay.
So it's the estrogen that drops in men and in women that cause menopause and andropause. So
Interesting.
now we've all learned something new.
There you go, guys. Whoever's
See?
watching out
That
there,
little
go
tidbit
and
was for
Google
you,
andropause,
Yeah.
and you can find out what you're going through, and then you and your
Maybe
ladies
tell Mark and Jamie they can do a show just on that.
There you go.
And if we expect our partners to be kind and acceptable
laughing
to
at
us,
me.
we should be making sure we're finding out more about andropause as well. Because
That's
I think
right.
that's
100%.
fair.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways. You're right.
Thank you for having me. It was really great. Yeah.
We're
I'm
so
so
grateful.
glad that you reached out to us, and like if there's anything that we can do to help support you in your role and the Alzheimer's Society, we're happy
You
to
can
help.
come to our walk in May.
Oh,
there you go.
then I will.
We would love to
We'll
have you.
definitely be a part
You
of
can do
that.
something new. You can get out and have some exercise. You can meet new people.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. We'll get some information for that.
Yeah, can you send that to me?
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Tracy. And it was so nice to meet you in person.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
So we're ready for our surprise video, guys.
Yes, we have a surprise video guest. So we have somebody who's taken a different stance, kind of very similar to what we've been doing, what we've been talking about tonight. But she kind of took it on her own because she was just, she just felt like she had to take control.
Yeah.
She is the co-founder and the president of Mabel's Labels. We have Miss Julie Cole, who sent us a lovely video from Toronto.
She's just shared what she's doing to help get
yeah.
her through, and she really kind of summarizes a lot of everything that we've talked about so far this evening.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at Julie's message for all of us tonight. We love her perspective as well. And when we come back, we're going to bring Lisa out. We're going to talk about menopause in the workplace, and then we're going to wrap up with our final wheel of winning for our big prize. So we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Hey everyone, I'm coming at you from Mabel's HQ. I'm Julie Cole, co-founder of Mabel's Labels, author, and mom of 6. Wish I could be there with you. I may have met some of you last year when I was keynoting at the Chamber of Commerce International Women's Day event. Anyway, menopause. Hey Mel, also. Wish I could be there because this topic is really, look, menopause was kicking my ass, honestly. So I thought I'd just share a couple things that helped me kind of get in front of it. One thing I started doing is that I'm working out. I'm just like, I'm so worried about my muscles disappearing that I'm doing like weights. I'm doing hot yoga too, which is, I don't know if it's more or less hellish than menopause itself, but I know it's really good for me and it's helping me stay bendy. And you know, how we take care of ourselves in our 50s is gonna, you know, I don't want to fall when I'm in my 80s and that sort of thing. So I am doing the workout. I'm not doing cardio because I don't want my cortisol levels spiking, which happens in menopause. So again, and I try to take care of my joints and stuff too. So there's that. The second thing I did was I went alcohol free. And it's kind of as boring as it sounds. I started about 7 months ago. The hot flashes were killing me. I was desperate to do anything that would help with that. Did it help? Look, I'm not entirely sure because soon after I went alcohol free, I did start estrogel. And to me, that has been like a huge game changer. So I take the transdermal in the morning, like 1 pump, and then a progesterone at night. So that again, if your doctor is like, no, you don't need it or the risks are too high, I just weighed it all out, did my research and realized I deserved a quality of life. So don't let anybody like gaslight you. You know what's best for you. So do talk to your doctor if you want to consider doing getting some estrogen, because again, it has been really helpful. So those are the 3 things. I'm working, my muscles. I've gone alcohol free. I'm going to continue, I guess, for now. I've gotten through Christmas and cottage summer and that sort of thing. So I'll go for a while. I mean, it's going to be healthier for me anyway, right? I feel like it's kind of good role modeling. For my kids who, by the way, they made a superhero name for me, which was Hot and Flashy, but that's calmed down a lot now. I'm not as hot and flashy. So I guess a couple other little things I'm doing. I am trying to do bone broth collagen. I do a little bit of magnesium, because it's good for sleep and good. I get restless legs, a little bit of fish oil to help with the word retrieval and brain stuff. So anyway, hope you all have a great day. Again, wish I could be there with you and hope you let it stops kicking your ass too. Okay. Bye, yay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Julie Cole. Wow, it really means the world to us that you took the time to reach out and provide this little encouraging message to all of us who are going through this experience of menopause at this time. We're really grateful for you to share that with us. And now we have Lisa Wilson on the set with us.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in, Lisa.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, sorry, you go. You go.
You go. You go. I'm going. Somebody go. You go. So Lisa is here today. She is the owner of LMW Coaching, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. I got that one right. Yes. I reached out to Lisa because I was really interested in having a conversation about menopause in the workplace. I heard a conversation on the CBC one day, and it was really intriguing to me. So I went back home, went to my office, I sent Lisa a message, and I said, hey, what do you know about this topic? Can we get you on our show? And she said, I don't know if I know a whole lot, but yes, I'm willing to come on and talk to you. So thank you so much for being brave.
We really appreciate
taking the leap of faith and coming in and talking with us. We came across an interesting fact before we started the conversation. 40% of women who are ages 50 to 64 have called in sick due to a symptom related to menopause, but did not actually tell their employer that it was because of menopause, right? And when you think of that, it makes perfect sense because, again, it's just something that we don't want to talk about. We don't feel comfortable sharing that information that's so intimate with other people.
That's right.
But the downside is that if nobody in your workplace knows what you're struggling with, how can they support you?
Yeah.
So the questions that we have for Lisa and the conversation we kind of want to spark is, what are some of the ways that employers can support women while going through menopause, whether it's perimenopause or they're in full blown?
So I'll start with the why women don't talk about it. And why women don't talk about it is we haven't been accepted fully in the workforce for that long.
Right.
Wow.
So there's still some stigma around being a woman in the workplace. So things like we are overly emotional, things like that. So I can share a story about a boss that I had, and something was going on with her child. And so she carried a separate phone because they knew that she might get a call from the doctor. She got that call from the doctor, and it happened to be in front of our general manager. And so it was a very shocking call. At the moment, she had a reaction, a response, an emotional response. And within a few days, he questioned her ability to do her job. And it was a very, I don't want to share any more of the why.
That's
it was a very upsetting phone call, and
for sure.
It was just in the moment, and she wasn't going to not. She carried a separate phone for this, so everyone knew that if that phone rang, it was going to be the doctor,
and she was going to answer.
Yeah. So he then questioned her. So she said to me, and this is one of my mentors. She was an amazing person at her job. She said to me, "Don't ever tell them what's going on. Don't tell them what's going on." And
that goes to show you.
Rightly so, which is what we've been taught, right? Don't tell them what's going on. So this is why it's a taboo topic, because it already exists, that emotional piece comes in and whatever. And through menopause, that is some of what happens. Yeah. we definitely get more emotional.
We're incredibly emotional,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. My friends and I joke about meno rage.
We all laugh, but we know what it is.
We know what it is.
It's not so funny.
the different memes that we have come up with and found this week have been incredible. Like we're all like check. There was one that we really liked though. It was like the 7 stages of menopause. You know, the itchy, bitchy. Like they had a whole
Witchy, kitschy.
Yeah, it was just super funny, and we're like, okay, yeah, right, okay, so we're all on the same page. Yeah.
So that's where it has to start. So we're getting better in some ways. Some companies are getting better about being open about more things. But a lot of women, and I will say even I'm coming into that age now. So if we went through it the same way I did, where we were just the first women coming in and getting into those management roles and things like that, we're going to be holding back. We're not going to want to tell. We're not going to want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about this before, I was like, a couple of things. Small businesses, there's so many things to know.
Yeah.
So now they're like, oh, now I got to know about menopause.
Yeah.
Like,
One more thing. Yeah.
So I thought, how do I say this in a way that's not going to feel overwhelming? But you want to have a safe workplace. And so that means, I mean, obviously safety and let's not cut our fingers off, but more
but like a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more the psychological safe space where people can say, I can't come to work today for this reason. And maybe they don't have to say to you, I'm going through menopause right now, because maybe they don't want to tell you that.
Yeah.
But maybe instead they come and say, look, I can't come in today. Maybe be more flexible. So allow the working from home where possible. If they ask for some space to work quietly at work somewhere, let them do that.
Yeah.
You know, when someone asks, just trust that they're asking for a reason.
They should make a nap room.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That came out years ago, and it was a really good idea. And a lot of companies
Talk
did
about
it,
a safe space, right?
No,
like,
it went away from it. It's so crazy. It's something they put in years ago, and I don't know why it went away.
Yeah, we definitely need to bring that back.
I feel like it's like a George Costanza under the desk kind of nap. That's what I'm thinking, right?
And if you see somebody doing it, don't say anything.
Don't say
If
anything.
you're
Do
in a
not, just
fire
keep
and you
moving,
see your
right?
employee
Like
sleeping, just let them have the 20 minutes. There won't be any more meno rage.
no, exactly, right?
But yes, things exactly that. It sounds crazy, but honestly, those kind of things existed before.
Yeah.
We also talk about like the flexibility in work time and stuff. There are companies that years ago had a 10 to 2. So that was their work hours, that everybody had to be there between 10 and 2. Other than that, it didn't matter. So you could work from 10 till whatever time got you to your full hours of the day, or you could come in at 6 and leave at 2.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So it gave that flexibility, but everybody had to be in the workplace between 10 a.m.
That makes
and 2
sense.
p.m. And they weren't allowed to hold meetings outside of those times.
Oh,
makes
interesting.
sense.
But for somebody who's not sleeping at night, they actually have a chance to have that little catch up before they have to come in and be productive, right? Like, what a great idea.
That's a really good idea. I really like that.
So there's lots of different things you can do like that that aren't directed at, oh, you're menopausal, we'll help you with that.
That's right.
Like, because sometimes that feels like we don't want it directed at us either, but allowing that flexibility for everyone. Because the other thing that came up when I was preparing for this was menopause doesn't just happen to women later in life. Sometimes it comes earlier.
Like some of our viewers
that's
who
what
said
we've
they're
been
going
that's
in-
what we've
they're
been
in their
finding.
30s and they're experiencing it.
There's lots of things: hysterectomy, cancer. Cancer treatments will send you into menopause early. So there's lots of reasons, and some of these things we still don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was going to say
shouldn't
that, like
have
it
to.
was such a taboo subject,
Yes.
right? Like generations before us, and that's what we had said at the beginning, is that when we had initially discussed having this topic, so many women were just happy, right? Like it was, right?
It blows
like,
my
like,
mind that
thank
it's
goodness.
2025. It blows my mind that it's 2025 and women are only just now starting to have these conversations openly.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't even know if they had these conversations internally with their girlfriends when
No.
you know.
It's true.
I think it was just something you don't talk about it. It is what it is. You push through. You get through it. That's it.
But it's kind of the story of women for years.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We just get through it. We do all the things and we just get through it.
Because we have everything else to do still.
Yeah.
Right? Like this doesn't stop us from doing everything else. We still need to put food on the table.
We
Right?
still
Like
need to make dinner, you still
we're
need to
still
pick up the kids,
working.
you
We have
still need-
kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start implementing the 10 to 2.
Yeah, we can do our meetings between 10 to 2. I'm down with
And
that.
then see ya.
Well, it wasn't that they only work 10 to 2, but that was your
no
required
meetings,
hours in the day.
That makes
I really
sense.
like that idea, just because then everybody's together at that one time.
Yep.
and you can figure out what you need to get done, and then you move on.
Break.
Other companies have done 4 days, have done, so whatever works for your company. But like all of these things, when we allow for women, so when they started to allow things for women, it helped for men to do other things too. So the longer that women were allowed off for maternity leave, then suddenly men were allowed off for paternity leave.
Yeah,
right.
And a lot of men started to take that, and it became okay for them to stay
And
home.
it's fantastic,
And
right?
it is fantastic because they get time to deal with the kids, and the kids get someone different. That's just mom all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of these things open something else up. So if you're thinking, like, if you want to just think about, okay, how can I help my menopausal crew?
Yeah.
Then you're also going to help everyone else because you're going to give that flexibility, and you're not. So you also don't want to force anyone to have to come and tell you.
No.
So don't please don't make
You
me
don't
have to
need
come
to
and
have
tell you.
that reason, right? You
It should
don't
be
need-
just like, here are some
not well.
additional benefits that are available to you should you need to use them. And speaking of additional benefits, like I think we were even talking just before the show, by providing like a nutritionist for your employees so that they can implement different habits with their eating and getting the proper nutrition that we talked about. Or maybe there's a benefit that can help support them with getting a fitness instructor who can give them support with getting the exercise that they need. There's so many different ways that I think employers will really be able to support women.
Yes.
And have it as just a general benefits.
Yeah.
If you need to access them, they're here for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of benefit systems now have something called flex benefits.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it'll allow some money to be spent on things that wouldn't traditionally be spent on.
Right.
That's right.
So like when I first saw that, I was like, ooh, I can, actually pay for my entire contacts instead of the $200.
Yeah.
Right? So I was excited about that. But now as you get older, you're like, ooh, we've got this little extra bit of money. Yes, I can go to a naturopath. I can go to, well, naturopaths are often covered now, but you can do these different things. There's also lots of support online, and one of the ones I've found is there's a menopause society. So I'm just going to
interesting.
double check.
And there's a lot of menopause like coaches too.
Yes,
I
there
know
are a lot of
Dr.
coaches.
Christine
We've met
was-
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a Menopause Foundation Canada. If you go on there, you can click and find a doctor who is
in your area.
Or that.
or for us in Northern Ontario, there aren't any.
No.
There aren't any. But
if you're watching Doug Ford.
Yeah. But there is a section on that site. If you say find a physician, there is a section that says they will take you online.
Okay,
so
perfect.
you don't have to go and meet them.
You could do like a virtual.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
and then I went and played in their site a little bit more before I was coming, and I'm sure there's other places too. I'm sure if you Google it, there's more places. But they also have for employers a toolkit for here's what you can do in your.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mark and Jamie got the. I don't know if they got the link for that. Did you send them the link?
No,
for
I did
that?
not.
No. Okay,
No.
we can get the link and we can attach it into the comments, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but it's exactly that. It's menopausefoundationcanada.ca.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love
All
it.
right.
That's fantastic. Thank
Excellent.
you so much.
I'm
That
so
was some
glad
really
that
great
you were able.
information.
Thank you for zipping through that. Like, believe me, if we could have more time to talk, then we would really, appreciate it. But if there's something that we can help to support you and your coaching and
Well, if there's any businesses out there who
would like to bring her in,
consulting
professional development equals personal development, right?
yes.
So,
Okay.
or vice versa.
make sure you reach out to Lisa.
Yeah.
So that's it. The show went on a little longer tonight than we thought. We were close, people. We were so close.
We tried. We tried really hard.
So we're going to wrap it up with our last Wheel of Winning.
Wheel of Winning.
So for this one, we have the $100 gift certificate for Lux Lounge Spa, and then another gift certificate for 2 people to go walk with the alpacas at Dream Acres Alpacas. So let's get that wheel going, and let's find out who our last winner of the night is. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
And staying until 8:20, almost.
There you are.
There we are. What time is it? It's time to win.
No, too late. It's done.
Michelle Smith was our first winner. This is our second winner.
Yes. Michelle's our first. Excellent. Let's see who's got it next. Lynn Bouchard. Congratulations.
Excellent.
Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you, everybody.
Episode 1 down, 11 more to go. So next month in February, we're actually taking Mark and Jamie on the road. We're going to head down to North Bay, and we're going to do an in-person event at ConnectHers College. And in celebration of International Women's Month in March, we are going to be talking about celebrating failures. And in addition to that, we also collaborated with Strike Up Canada. We're going to host a live viewing party of the Strike Up Canada conference, and we're going to stream in Jillian Harris's keynote speaking presentation.
Yay!
So
We're so
super excited about
excited.
that. If you want more information on that event, please just head over to the ConnectHers Co. You'll find all the info there. That is it for the night. Let's thank all of our sponsors again. Northern
Yes.
College,
Boreal,
Boreal,
the Dame Beaver.
Dane Beaver.
Thank you for all of our guest gifts. Beautiful work.
Lux
Lux
Lamb
Beard-
Spa, Chow Sandwich Company, and Dreammakers Alpaca.
Plan A.
Plan A, sorry. Thank you to all of our guests, Lisa, Bart, Christine, Tracy, Heather, Natalie, and Julie.
Mark and Jamie.
Mark and Jamie, Kids and Club sponsors. There's so many people to thank.
We're
Thank
so
you,
excited to
everyone.
be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Blessing they follow me, money they follow me, people they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Blessing they follow me, money they follow me, people they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh hallelujah, 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 yeah. Oh hallelujah, hallelujah. Blessing they follow me. Blessing they follow me. Make una hear, goodness and mercy go follow this year. Make una dance, goodness and mercy go follow this year. See, this year, blessings go follow you, and goodness go follow me. Oh. This year, blessings go follow you, and goodness go follow me. Oh. Blessings go flow like water, money go flow like water. This is 2020, we go clap louder. Blessings they follow me, money they follow me, people they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Blessing they follow me, money they follow me, people they follow me. In fact, everything follow me. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh hallelujah, 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 yeah. Oh hallelujah, hallelujah. Blessing they follow me. Blessing they follow me. Olúwa fún mi lówó, Olúwa fún mi lọ́mọ, kó sọ mí dọláyọ̀, kó ṣoore fún mi. Olúwa fún mi lówó, Olúwa fún mi lọ́mọ, kó sọ mí dọláyọ̀, kó ṣoore fún mi. Hallelujah, yeah. Oh hallelujah, 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 yeah. Oh hallelujah, hallelujah, yeah. Blessing they follow me. Blessing they follow me. Blessing they follow me, money they follow me, people they follow me. In fact, everything follow me.
Got my boots laced up, hat pulled low. We're rolling out, it's a country show. Friday night and the moon is high. Time to hit the town, let the good times fly. Raise your glass, let the music play. We're gonna dance until the break of day. Feel the rhythm, let your worries bust. We're here to kick up the dust. Kick up the dust, let it fly in the air. Spin those wheels, yeah, we're going somewhere. Raise your hands, let your worries go. We're living fast and we're loving the let the good times roll. We're riding high, we're on a roll. Raise your glass, let the music play. We're gonna dance until the break of day. Feel the rhythm, let your worries bust. We're here to kick up the dust. Kick up the dust, let it fly in the air.